Hi there, welcome to Dave in the Shed. I'm Dave and this is my little corner of the world, also known as the Shed Mahal. Now if you're into DIY, 3D printing and model trains, you've come to the right place. Now fair warning, I do things a little bit differently. I have cerebral palsy, which means sometimes things get a little bit creative around here, but hey, it just makes it more fun. So if you like making, fixing, and maybe even breaking things along the way, stick around. Hit that subscribe button and let's build something awesome together.
Down in the shed where the magic begins, Dave's got his tools, let the fun commence. 3D printing dreams, watch him come alive. With every little gadget, man, he starts to thrive. Blueprints in hand, technology so keen, building up the future like a crafty machine. Model trains rolling on a whimsical track. In this shed of wonder, there's no time to slack. Oh, Dave in the shed where the vibes stay high. Creating with passion, he's reaching for the sky. DIY master in a vibrant samba flow. Hope you enjoyed the video, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's video. I'm actually filming this on Wednesday afternoon. School holidays doesn't mean much to me when you're retired or semi-retired or just a bludger like me. But yeah, it's school holidays in New South Wales. We had visitors last weekend and on Monday, so I haven't done a lot on the railway. And apparently we got visitors coming back on Friday for that weekend. So this will be the Friday video, but I'm probably going to film it on Wednesday because who knows what happened. Anyway, we're looking at the bridge. This week spent a lot of time undoing the damage I did when I ripped out the track and put the new bit in. So here is the bear and big game hunter over there. That's Ronnie. A lot of the stuff on this layout is a tribute to somebody, so that's a tribute to Ron. Unfortunately, Ron passed away about 2 years ago from leukemia, unfortunately. Anyway, the bridge, I have super glued the track to the deck of the bridge, or I suppose the other way around actually. I super glued the deck of the bridge to the track and I have painted and put all the supports in. I have to come back with the black paint and touch up the bridge and get all that dirtied and lovely, but all that is permanently secured. I re-grassed the area right around here. Why is that light not on? Maybe because the sensor's down the other end. Okay, so we have re-grassed and re-thatched. I have started work on the substation that is going in here. Of course, underneath that is if we lift this substation up, is the controller for the DCC reverse loop. So that is in there. So I've started to do that. I'm going to work next on some some fencing. We started on the electrical substation, so that's in. And all this has been re-grassed and re-gravelled and sort of like touched up. So it's back to what it was before I went on my destructive rant. Now, interestingly, is now that is the reverse loop, we have a problem. This would have to be now the worst located set of points on the railway. Now, I like to walk with my train. We operate this even though it's now a point-to-point layout or point-to-loop layout. I still like to walk around with my train and walk around with them when they're running, and that point is in the worst place ever. So I've had to do a bit of bush engineering. I should have moved the shed out before I start the video. Let's pull the shed out of the way. And what I've done is I have, oh Dave, this is, hang on, just talk amongst yourself 30 seconds. I'll try and manoeuvre the shed to not do too much damage. So I've come up with a little bit of bush engineering, if you have a look in here, which is a pin, a little turnbuckle in there. It's not the neatest thing, but it is hidden by the shed, and there's a little bit of brass wire here. And you can then manipulate the point Oh, and it's just broken. It's just failed. Anyway. Oh, that's... Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Might have to rejig the engineering a little bit, but there is a little piece of brass wire down here. And in theory, when you slide the brass wire, it will trigger the points. I don't know if I can hold the camera and do that, but anyway, that's the brass wire runs down there. Now it's normally hidden in the shed, and by moving that piece of brass wire back and forwards, 9 times out of 10 it works. You then can operate that point without having to reach in and have to dig around. And when the shed's back in the spot, don't make life easier for yourself, do you, Dave? So, but anyway, so when the loco shed sits in there, it's all hidden. It's all hidden, although the point's there. Anyway, that's the idea. So you can manipulate that while walking around with the train. Now I want to come back and fix the lighting in the shed, because it looks, depending on which angle you look at it from the steam shed, the lighting is horrible. So we do want to come back and fix that. Let's move on. I was looking at the way of how to get look, that point just ended up in the worst possible spot down in there. I was trying to figure out a way to maybe put a point motor in there, and we might do that later. Fit a Pico electric point, and then that would necessitate putting some controllers so you can operate it from the controller like the signals do. But anyway, that's in there. In theory it works and allows you to trigger that point from there. Except when it breaks when you're trying to video. Okay, pull out of there. So I've just knocked over the vent. So I've done all, show you around here. So I've done some grassing in around where the carriage shed is, and I've also built, I don't know how well you'll see them in this light, I've put some fake, I put some fake, there you go, we had to wait for the light to adjust properly, some 3D printed up some fake, what am I trying to say? Anyway, there's some shed fronts. That's what it's showing. So there's some shed fronts in there. Now there's a piece of absolutely unimaginative piece of builder's strap on the back, and there are magnets on these bits. So they pop off on magnets, and they just pop in there and just gives you that dummy shed look. And I've rattled around with some, I've got to order some more static grass, because I've actually used up all the static grass that I've got and all the ballast that I found, and we just like roughed it in. It's pretty good, but some areas I still want to touch up around there. So that's it. And then we'll go last little bit, we're going to have a look at the what I've done with the coal mine. Pardon me while I step up on my thing so we can have an overhead look. So yeah, that is the coal mine, and once again I've used some grass and some bits and pieces and jujued that up a little bit. So that's the coal mine area. Still have to put a conveyor belt into the loader so we can see that the coal isn't just magically appearing in there. And yeah, that's that. And I've got some bits and pieces to do on that scene. But there you go. That is what's going on out as of Wednesday afternoon, and I've got one more thing to show you. Just bear with me as I fall off my stand. So that's looking good. Poor old Arthur. Talking about Arthur was the loco that I reprogrammed because I stuffed the programming up. But unfortunately, last Saturday when we were running around with Arthur let out the magic smoke, and his DCC board is terminal. Arthur was dead, deceased. Sadly, he was a sound loco. He was the last of the Bachmann S2 HO chassis sound locos. All of the other ones, the sound chips in them have failed over time. Arthur's now failed, and I've done a rebuild. Luckily, I've had parts here because Arthur's a bit of a favourite. He's one of the first locos I actually built myself when I was 3D printing. I had bits on hand for another project that I was going to work on, so those bits have now been donated to ARFA. I'll have to reorder bits for my next project that I've planned, and ARFA's been redone with a new chip, and as we're now doing the new things, he's got Stay Alive and all sorts of bits and pieces. But anyway, that's the update so far. Don't know how much I'll get done in the next couple of days, but you never know, something interesting, something fun might happen, and if it does, I'll let you know. Anyway, we'll chat later. Well, this is Friday. I apologise if lots of noisy background noise is for reasons unknown to me. They have decided to power wash the next door neighbour's roof, and they've been going at it half the day, and it's noisy and it's annoying. It's just, anyway, just a quick wrap up for the week. I have started to just do a bit of tidy around the shed. By that is just finishing up the layout, needing tidying things and painting the edges. Started to put that green colour around all the facades and all the edges, and I'm just going to do that and tidy up. And I've got panelling everywhere for painting of the sky back scene, which will be the next sort of like project. But I haven't done much work today because it's just noisy in here. It's like a racket. It's like the noise of the engine running the system and all that. It's just made it uncomfortable. Anyway, so what I've done is there's board round here. Now I did finally tidy up round controls for the heating and put a bit of Aussie duct down the wall. Got a few MDF panels around the back that will have to be painted with the sky blue colour, which is coming soon. Probably start that next week, week after. And that's about it. Everything else is neat and tidy, and I've started putting the green paint around here, and all of the layout will have that sort of like as time. I prepped this area for painting today, but just that noise, that racket is just going for everything. So I won't do any more painting today because it's just very, very irritating. Just thought I'd show you what I've done. I've got some scale timber here. We're going to try and do some decking for the side of the bridge. But apart from that, that is about it for this week. I haven't done any more than what I've sort of like talked about. There are some other bits and pieces I'd like to do today, but it's not going to be able to do it. I just can't cope with that annoying noise. But anyway, that's it for this week. This will just tidy the video up together. I've got locos here on the workbench working on bits and pieces that I've got to sort of do some more and other bits and pieces. But anyway, that's where we will conclude this week's video. I hope you've enjoyed this week's ride. It'll be different next week. Till we speak again, keep safe, keep well, keep warm. Most importantly, have a go at something you wouldn't normally do. Have a try at something, have a crack at something that you don't think you could do or don't know what you could do, but you've got to have a go at something. Oh, by the way, just point this quickly out. In this corner, I'm sort of like building a silo for every part, and there'll be sort of like a silo in that area just hide where the diesel goes down. Just point that out. Apart from that, and look at that nice bit of Aussie duct that drops down there, and just neat and very tidy up because it was, yeah. Anyway, that is the plan, and that green colour will go right around all the facade just to tie the railway in because it looks a bit disjointed. So we'll do all that slowly and pull it up so it all ties in as being one continuous layout. That's my plan. Work my way around doing that. Right, well that's it for this week. I don't know how you find this video, but I hope you didn't find it boring. Don't forget, if you like the video, give it a like. If you're not normally a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you've got a comment, please leave a comment. Quite happy to answer any questions as posed by you, the viewers. Anyway, I've been Dave in the shed, and I'm gonna shed off, or shed out, or do something else different. Talk to you later. Catch you next week. Look at how good these kangaroo paws look like in the afternoon sun. Come up really, really, really golden. Really beautiful. Look at that. That's what I have to put up with. They're making a mess, they're going everywhere. God only knows why.